Nancy Pelosi flips her lid when MSNBC host points out inconvenient truth about Biden's economy. Everyone knows the economy sucked except for these leftist Democrats who continue to pretend that nothing's wrong with the economy. And even leftist hosts or MSNBC is like, well, the economy's terrible, basically terrible. And Nancy Pelosi gets upset about it. So we go play that video clip and talk a little bit about that and talk about this terrible economy. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, or hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from Red State, from Boonchi, and they report that are Democrats starting to panic a little bit? Because it feels like they are panicking a little bit. And Nancy Pelosi illustrated that on Monday. Appearing on MSNBC, the former Speaker of the House flipped out on Katie Tur, accusing her of being a, quote, apologist for Donald Trump. Yeah, come on, be for real now. This is MSNBC, the same channel that, the same place that got rid of I can't even remember her name. That's how terrible she was. But the last head of the Republican Party, Romney's niece or whatever she is to Romney, a daughter, whoever she is, she vote just the same, just like Romney. She's Romney in the dress. But anyway, you don't get more fake Republican than her, other than Romney. And they wouldn't even accept her. So come on, you really think they will let someone that's for Trump actually be on MSNBC? Be for real. But I don't think I have to explain how ludicrous it is to accuse anyone on television's most far-left network of being a fan of the former president. That's where we are, though. And I agree with that's basically the same sentiment that I had. Why they wouldn't even allow her, Romney, to again, I can't remember her name, I apologize. They won't even allow her to be on that channel, and she's a super rhino. But in RNC Research, I'm so dyslexic today, I'm sorry y'all. RNC Research tweeted out, yikes, crazy Nancy Pelosi snaps at Katie Tur for reminding her that Biden job gains are really jobs recovered from the pandemic. So it's not really a gain, it's jobs that are actually getting back. And so let's go ahead and play this clip here.
And Joe Biden is doing that, created 9 million jobs in his term in office. Donald Trump has the worst record of job loss of any president. So we just have to make sure people know.
That was a global pandemic.
He had the worst record of any president. We've had other concerns.
She got mad, and it's true though. I'm surprised I'm actually surprised Katie Tur corrected her on that. There was a global pandemic, so of course the economy got bad. Everyone knows that. But before the pandemic, Trump presided over the best economy in I don't know how many years. I mean, I can't even count. I think it was bigger than the '90s boom, possibly. But you saw how Nancy Pelosi quickly changed her demeanor, her face. Let me rewind it a tad bit. She quickly changed her demeanor. Was like, no, wait a minute. No, how dare you speak that fact? Here we go.
He had the worst record of any president. We've had other concerns in our country. If you want to be an apologist for Donald Trump, that may be your role, but it ain't mine. And he has the worst.
I don't think that anybody can accuse me of that.
No joke. No joke. Oh my golly, she flipped her lid. It's just crazy. Katie Tur is a left-winger through and through. To suggest she's an apologist for Donald Trump is like suggesting Barack Obama is a fan of Ted Cruz. It's so ridiculous that you can only question the mental capacity of the person who made the charge. This is what Democrats do, though. They are so used to having praise lavished upon them by the press that even the smallest amount of pushback sends them into fits of rage. MSNBC hosts provide a never-ending stream of Democrat Party propaganda, and not even they are safe from ridicule the moment they stumble upon the truth. The cold, hard truth is that Joe Biden's economic record is smoke and mirrors. We all know about the insanely high inflation and interest rates. You can't live in America and not feel the pressure of prices cumulatively climbing an eye-watering 20% under the current president. Yet even Biden's quote-unquote successes have largely been driven by the end of COVID-19, which was a self-inflicted economic downturn. Claiming that Biden created 9 million jobs is utter nonsense. And that's bad with MSNBC. The MSNBC host had to check her on that and say, like, wait a minute, come on. This is, I mean, I can't even, she's like, I can't even push this propaganda. That's bad. But most of those jobs were temporarily lost because of government mandated lockdowns, which everyone knows that that's the reason. Government created the problem. They were always coming back. One-legged baboon could have created 9 million jobs given the context. But again, what's most important is how we got there. Bidenomics has resulted in the worst outcomes possible for everyone but the ultra-wealthy. No one can argue against that. We have the statistics to prove it. I've quoted many of the statistics to show that unless you're in like the top 1%, you're not really well off right now. But the United States could have taken its medicine and suffered a short-lived recession following the reopening of the economy during the pandemic. Instead, politicians like Biden spent the nation into oblivion to avoid the political consequences of a technical downturn. The results have been crushing price increases and interest rates that have prevented anyone in the middle class from building wealth. They are systematically destroying the middle class, but I think that's by design. They are intentionally destroying the middle class. Their policies are intentionally to destroy the middle class to bring in their socialism. That's what I've been saying for a long since Biden came in office. They were going to destroy the economy on purpose so they could bring in socialism. But the article goes on to say, why do so many Americans think the economy is bad? Because they see it in their own bank accounts. Pelosi can gaslight and lash out, but this isn't a messaging issue. It's a reality issue. And right now, the reality of the economy is that it is not working for normal people. All you got to do is walk on the street. You could do a man on the street and ask 10 people about the economy, and I guarantee 80% of them at least would say the economy is worse off now under Joe Biden than it was under President Trump. But let me know what you think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest news. Until next time, peace.